The mystery of Taurus, the anchor of reality. Tetramorphs unveiled. The cry of matter. Good evening, seekers of truth. If in our last meeting we unveiled the pain and redemption of Scorpio, today we anchor ourselves in the first and most fundamental of the fixed forces, Taurus. Not the sign of stubbornness, but the pillar of reality. In the visions of Ezekiel and the Apocalypse of John, the ox or bull is one of the four beings that support the throne, that fix the divine glory on the terrestrial plane. It is the fixed earth. Today we will dive into the deep symbolism of Taurus. We will go beyond Venus and money to understand why it is the guardian of the five senses, the engine of human evolution, and the true secret behind absolute security. The tetramorph of Earth, sustaining form. In the zodiac, Taurus is the first of the tetramorphs. It receives the energy of Aries fire and has the mission to materialize it. Its quality is fixed and its element is earth. The primary function of Taurus as the sustenance of life is given by its yin polarity. Yin is the receptive feminine principle that welcomes and fixes. It is the horizontal force that roots us to the material plane. Taurus is the management principle of value. In Hermetic traditions, Taurus represents the primal substance, the Hyale, the body of the world that needs to be nourished and preserved. It is the sign that draws us out of chaos and teaches us to give form to the spirit. Venus and the moon, the mystery of value, nurture, and the nourishment of the self. The true power of Taurus resides in its double dominion of power. It is ruled by Venus and holds the exaltation of the moon. The rulership of Venus in Taurus is not seduction, but the Venus generatrix, the generator. It is the capacity to attract, retain, and appreciate value. Taurus connects with money, but understands that self-worth is the greatest wealth. The exaltation of the moon in Taurus is at its zenith. The moon governs emotional security and deep needs. In Taurus, the moon is nourished, which explains the profound Taurian search for stability and material comfort. Furthermore, Taurus forces us to use the five senses, the consciousness portal to matter. This sensual connection with the world is its way of validating reality. Taurian stubbornness and rigidity are, in fact, the fear of losing what has been fixed and felt, the nourishment of sacrifice. The cosmic gold here lies the esoteric revelation. The bull is the very sacrifice that fuels human evolution on Earth. Consider the word. Removing the letter T from Taurus, in Portuguese Touro, what remains is precisely ouro, gold, the cosmic gold, the spiritual value densified into matter. The symbolic bull is the universal coin of exchange. Its archetype embodies pleasure, ostentation, and service. Its cuts, its flesh, its blood, and the use of its strength in the plow have been for millennia the foundation of survival, commerce, and civilizational development. Every part of the ox bull is used to serve humanity. It is the raw material of comfort, nourishment, and progress. It personifies value by weight in trade, making it the symbol of the initial capital man needed to accumulate to evolve. The bull is, therefore, the personification of the fixed energies necessary for the construction of civilization. Unwavering strength, power, constancy, discipline, determination, focus, resistance, and fundamentally, procreative power to sustain life. It is no coincidence that it is a sacred symbol in India, honored as the basis of terrestrial life. It teaches us that the true attraction of wealth, the generating Venus, demands persistence, fixed quality, and patience, the earth virtue, to sustain the desired and gracious abundance. Taurus and the evolutionary cycle, the journey of the human being. This is the core point of tetramorphs. Taurus is not an endpoint. It is stage one of the evolution of consciousness on the fixed plane, representing the cycle of the tetramorphs. Taurus, the ox, the stage of having. The soul learns to survive and accumulate, valuing itself and its resources. It is the stage of the body, possession, and primary security. The focus is on material individuality. Leo, the lion, the stage of being. The value accumulated in Taurus is carried to Leo to be affirmed and radiated through creativity and the ego. Scorpio, the eagle, the stage of transforming. Consciousness faces the death of what was fixed, going through catharsis for regeneration. Aquarius, the angel man, the stage of sharing. The self breaks free from the shackles of ego and possession to serve the collective consciousness. The philosophical lesson is clear. There is no ascent, Aquarius, without the grounding Taurus. The angel cannot fly without the solid foundation of matter. Taurus is our bedrock on earth. The gift of stability. The archetype of Taurus teaches us divine patience, the art of building what endures. The tetramorph of Earth presents us with the certainty that we are the anchor of our own reality. Use your Venus to attract and your Moon to nurture, and you will have the security that no money can buy. If this dive into the philosophy of Taurus resonated with your search, like and share with whoever needs to fix their foundation. In the next video, we will ascend to the throne of Leo, the tetramorph of fire. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to unveil the force of will.